Hello and welcome to the third Q&A session for the affiliates program at the Players Lottery. My name is Sam Brown, Marketing Director here at the Players Lottery. Today we're going to take you through some Q&A which was in response to the third of our affiliate webinar presentations posted on Friday 15th of March. If you haven't seen that already, I would suggest you watch that webinar presentation before attempting to watch the Q&A session. It should just make a little more sense. The first of the topics today was based on our new e-marketing solutions product called eMarsis. During the webinar presentation, I showed you numerous examples of the decision-based program and how it will address things like customer registration, buying tickets and so on. In response to that, we've had numerous people asking us how we deal with upselling players from draw 1 to draw 2. Will we be persuading players within that program to buy more expensive tickets and so on, various iterations of the same topic. So in response to that, the answer is absolutely yes. So the examples that I gave you were just some of tens of programs that we're developing in-house in order to manage the customer life cycle all the way through. That customer life cycle will obviously begin with completing the registration process, confirming their email, verifying the player's account. At that point in time, we'll promote them to buy tickets, we'll promote them to join groups, set up groups. And then obviously subsequently from there we'll manage all additional life cycles. So upselling the player into bigger and better tickets, cross-selling them across to different draws, making sure that we manage players who are at risk, players who have shown decreasing activity, or shown a tendency to perhaps be visiting the site less frequently, and then all the way through to managing players who are lapsed from the program, trying to win those players back, trying to find the motivations that cause them to interact with the Players Lottery to start with, and how we can bring them back into the business. All of this is done not in a specific and campaign managed way, but on a very bespoke personal level. That really is the beauty of the eMarsis system. It's able to spot a player's activity, spot how that player is interacting with the website itself, and how they're interacting with things like their ticket purchasing, how many people they've got within their Share the Wealth network, using opportunities to tell them how their network's growing and giving them examples of how they could improve that network growth. So there's no real fixed program for how we will deal with players collectively, but very much an individual, personalized set of campaign messages which manage the entire life cycle of any customer you send to us. So just to reiterate, the point of us introducing this to you guys is so that you're aware. When you bring traffic to the Players Lottery, we have an extremely, extremely well-designed retention package to manage that player all the way through their life cycle. All of that will be managed by a new head of retention who will be joining the business shortly. He's a very experienced individual and brings over 5 years of specific retentional quality to the Players Lottery. We're very much looking forward to having him on board. The second set of kind of common questions and themes, and something which perhaps we should have addressed actually at an earlier point in the webinar presentations, but I can confidently answer this for you now. Many people are asking, which languages will we launch with when we launch the Players Lottery to begin with? Will it cover multiple languages? If so, what will those languages be? The answer to that question is, initially we will only be launching the site in English, and that's not because we're arrogant enough to believe the only language required out there in the marketplace is English. However, as a business, we'll be operating globally, and as a global business, we're still yet to understand where our core liquidity will come from regionally. The main markets which we'll be targeting initially are those that are English speaking, and hence the decision that we would launch first and primarily in English. What I do want everybody out there to know is that languages are a very, very high priority for us. However, what we're doing is we'd like to wait until we launch the site and bring some early liquidity onto the site. As we start to see specific regions developing, that will in turn lead to an agile development process by which we introduce new languages and translated versions to the site. Translating a site is a very large and expensive job, and it's especially more so when you have built all of your own software and everything you have is proprietary. So we need to make sure that we prioritize languages in a very efficient manner, so that we're best, again, tailored to our customer base and to where we see the early liquidity within the business. So I hope that answers the question on languages. The third and final question, there's a lot of people asking about whether there will be regional variation with our website, specifically relating to currencies and relating to site material and videos and so on. I'm going to answer that in two stages. Firstly, I'm going to address the website itself and the videos and so on. So we will be making regional specific versions of the Players Lottery website. We will be finding, for example, local based celebrities in different regions to create our product demonstration videos. Those people will have the trust and integrity of people within those specific regions. For example, finding a suitable celebrity to address the UK market is very high on our current list of priorities. So in that respect, to marketing and marketing messages, yes, of course, we will tailor our site to make it more regionally relevant in our core markets. The question on currencies is a slightly different one. So you will have already seen that we quote all of our prizes and all of our ticket prices and so on in euros. We don't at the moment have a desire to change that because the business model has been created on euro currency. For us to constantly be updating that to specific currencies for each territory based on FX fluctuations would be a little impractical. However, what I can tell you is that when players are going through the shopping cart process and when they actually come to transact and purchase their ticket, they will be shown the price of their ticket in the currency of their local banking option. So whichever banking option they're using, if it is, for example, GBP or Canadian dollar, they will see the exact translation of that price into their local currency. So they'll have full visibility of what they're paying in their home currency. So that concludes the majority of the questions that we had from the Q&A session today. If you have any further questions, please email them in to affiliates@theplayerslottery.com, and we'll be back again in a couple of weeks' time with another affiliate webinar presentation followed by a Q&A. Thank you for listening.